I always say what I'm feeling. I was born without a zip on my mouth. Sometimes I don't even mean it. It takes a
Hey lovelies, welcome to the last of my love series for the month of love. This one is a special one. It's my +1 today and I'm so honored to be in a position to celebrate such a remarkable milestone. As Tiwa Savage said in her song, somebody's son go love me one day. Oh, one day. This same day last year, somebody's son decided to make me his responsibility, decided to make me his priority. And I'm grateful to God that I accepted to allow him to do so. It's been lovely all year round. Anniversaries are not just about marking the passage of time. They are about reflecting on the journey we've taken together, the challenges we've overcome, and the countless memories we've created along the way. So today, my partner and I are not just celebrating a past year, but the love, the dedication, and the commitment that has been the foundation of this beautiful journey. As you may know by now, my partner and I are in 2 different continents at now. So we decided to do the best for ourselves in our own separate ways. And I'm sharing with you what I did for myself. This is not a couple's channel, so I can't bring him on here. But then you get to see what I did for me. This day gave me the opportunity to reflect on how far we've come. You all know I'm very big on journaling. And to acknowledge the hard work, sacrifices, and the moments of joy that we've shared. I really wish we were together because most of our first celebration have had to be distance, all because we are in different continents. I did Valentine's alone and now our anniversary. But then that's the beauty of life. There's more life ahead of us and we get to have more celebrations together. And we're going to make it bigger and better. You know, anytime we're together, it's a whole different story. One thing I truly love about this relationship is the peace it brings, the calmness. And when it comes to conflict resolutions, oh my goodness, he's the best. He actually cannot stand it when I'm mad at him. I remember one time I was mad at him and then he went to work and he asked his boys to get him his working gear and he went on the scaffold himself and he was working. His boys was like, is this our boss? Long time no see on scaffold. The way he addresses situations in person, sitting face to face, both feeling our emotions and the moment. Everything is just so peaceful, so calm, and oh my goodness, especially, well, let me not talk about certain things for now. The unique thing about this relationship is that we are so alike on so many different grounds, yet so different on so many different grounds. I'm only going to talk about our differences because that's what most relationships struggle with. Number 1, French is his first official language. English is my first official language. Number 2, he was raised in the village. I was raised in the city. For that matter, we like different foods. When it comes to foods, I don't think mine has to do with where I was raised because I have been a picky eater right from day one. And as a kid, I hated greens. I still hate it, but then I know the health benefits of greens, so I do force myself to eat greens most times as an adult. And you know, village people, if you've ever lived in the village, in fact, I have worked in the villages for a long time, like as an exploration geologist, so I know how foods in the villages are like. 99% of the time they are eating greens. So most of the times we are cooking different foods, and sometimes when he's tired of what I make, he just walks into the kitchen and makes something for himself. The joy of having a partner who can actually cook from scratch. Another difference is I am a very orderly being. Psychologists say it's a mental disorder, but then I like things arranged a certain way. I like things placed in certain positions, and he doesn't care. So as I am arranging, he'll be messing them up, and that is where most of our conflict stems from. Another thing is he's self-employed. I'm a 9 to 5er, so Sometimes when it comes to going to bed, I feel like we should be going to bed together, but he will have to stay back and be working on other stuff and sometimes be busy throughout the night. But then that I'm kind of used to because I always date guys who are self-employed. I hardly date 9-to-5ers, so I'm kind of used to that. But sometimes I feel like, nah, we should be going to bed together. But that isn't really so much of a big deal because I understand my man must make money for us. Another thing is we're both spiritual beings, but then I love the solo practice and he loves more of a community style practice. So he wants us to be like going to church every Sunday, participating in classes, participating in book discussions and meetings and blah blah blah. But then I like to do solo stuff. I think I like it that way because I'm usually not around to be joining the bigger community, so I'm forced to do, not like I'm forced, like I have no choice but to do it on my own. I've really gotten used to that because here in China, nobody goes to church on Sundays. Sundays is just like Monday. There are no weekends, there are no weekdays. Every day is every day in China. So when I go back to Ghana and he's telling me, oh, we need to go to the temple tomorrow, we need to blah, 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 it feels so overwhelming. And I'd be like, do I need that? He'd be like, you don't like this, you don't like that. Left to me alone, I'll practice my spirituality at home. But then I get it. The community also helps. Like you get to hear other people's experiences and you can pick a thing or two from them. And so both ways are good. Another thing is she loves children. And I know I love children too. But the only thing, as I mentioned earlier, is the mess, the disorder. I hate the sight of disorderliness. I hate the sight of messy things. And that is all children are about. They create mess. They destroy things. So that is the only part about having kids that scares me. Aside that, I love children, but I guess I'll have to deal with the messy side one way or the other. Eventually, they'll become grown-ups and I will be free. I remember one time I was taking cooking lessons with my friend Grace. So we were meeting at her house. We were using her kitchen. And one of those days, her nieces came around and they were just jumping all over the place, throwing things around. And she could feel the discomfort. She was like, Rhoda, why are you so uncomfortable? Like I couldn't hide my expressions. I was so uncomfortable. As I said, psychologists say it's a mental disorder. So I would have to work it out one way or the other. I want to have kids someday. I want to give my husband children. I want my home to be filled with youngies, little ones. So I had to deal with a mess. It comes with one way or the other. Thank God my mom is still alive. If it's getting too overwhelming, I'll just push all of them to grandma's house. Go to grandma. Another difference is he likes to have family around. Like his brothers will come around, sometimes sleep over. My brothers will never. They can come around all right, but they will never sleep over. They will always go back to their place. And I think I'm not so comfortable with that yet. But if that has to be the case, one person will have to compromise. So yeah, for my side, we are not so keen on family visits. I hardly visit my brothers, but we're constantly communicating on phone. And if they have to visit, or if anyone has to visit, we never sleep over. We go there, and when the time is up, we go to our separate places. That's how it works for my side. But for his side, they can come and sleep over for even days before they go back. So that also sometimes, relationship wahala. You can't always have things your way. At least one of his brothers is so helpful. He doesn't just come and sleep over. He helps with cleaning the kitchen, the bathroom, and every woman could use some help. So it's not so bad after all. The face is facing a little chilly today, but then we work with what we had, right? All the time. So for today's celebration, I brought myself to this beautiful Italian restaurant. They have the best fried rice. I thought the Chinese had the best fried rice, but trying this, well, all of the stuff in this restaurant are Chinese. So maybe that is why they have the best fried rice. Having a chill time, yeah? It's my +1. I'm celebrating love. Cheers. This is hot lemon water. It was too cold to order anything with ice, so I just got myself a cup of English tea, hot. And my food arrived. Can you see? Look at the shrimp, the beef, the vegetables. Oh my goodness, the taste is heavenly. If I had money, I would just fly to China to eat this food. So yeah, when it comes to men, I have really suffered in the hands of men. But that's all because of past life checks and balances. Watch out for my next video. I'm gonna be talking about a lot of that in there. A lot of my past life folders that I've reopened. Yeah, that is going to be the topic for my next video. So if you're interested in knowing about past life, stay tuned. I love you, baby. No trouble. I'm all about the face, no trouble. I'm all about the face, no trouble. I'm all about the Hey honey, I hope you're doing great. And I hope you're doing something good for yourself out there. My message for you today is simple. Thanks for everything. Thank you for loving me. Thank you for being who you are. You're just the best. And you know I love you, right? I miss you so much. I can't wait to be in your arms again. It's been a long journey. 1 year already. Wow. It feels like only yesterday, you know? I remember how happy you were on this day last year. You were just dashing people money just because I said yes. Wow. Please bring me the money. All the money you were dashing people, bring it to me. Yeah, yeah? Yeah, babe. I hope you do something nice for yourself as I'm doing for myself. I trust you, you know? That's why we make a perfect team. Me love ya. Me love ya. You know how we do, honey? Aww. I'm just I love you so, so much. And I know you know it. Bye. Great food, great ambience, great music. Now, let's pay and get the hell out of here. Each of these men came with their own package of lessons, you know. No relationship ever felt the same. In fact, it's not possible for any two relationships to ever feel the same. So, you learn what you got to learn, and then you get out of there. And I believe that the bad ones make you appreciate the good one better when it comes around. And I'm just grateful to God that I never settled. In fact, I never could have, because I always pray to God that I never want to end up with any man that is anything close to my father. and all the men I was meeting and dating were people who had certain traits like my father. So I just knew that I just knew right from day one that they are not men I can settle with. I was just looking for something that is entirely different from what I experienced as a child. As I mentioned earlier, it wasn't by mistake that the universe was aligning my path with these men. I just needed to cross out certain things from the past. It was really necessary for my present lifetime. So all in all, super grateful. First time taking a painting class. In fact, an art class. The tutor is so patient. She takes you through every stroke, step by step, until you get something that looks close to your inspired artwork. It's going to be a lot of first times after you reinvent yourself, because you are open to your truer self, and a lot of the things you didn't know you were capable of doing are coming to light now, and you're willing to experiment with all of them, including finding true love. Some of you are so lucky you just meet one guy and then you guys do life together until death do you part. I know most ladies in this situation will still be complaining that they haven't experienced enough. My dear, there's nothing out there. Just stick to your man, the one that works for you, and move on with your life. What is there to experience? Nothing better, my dear. And for my ladies who are still waiting, wait patiently. Be rest assured that there's something out there for you. There's something good out there for you, and he's coming. The universe is aligning everything to suit you best. So be patient. Alright? Doesn't matter your age, whether you're in your 30s, you're in your 40s, your 50s. Even people find love in their 90s. So you're the only one know what kind of arrangements you made with spirit before landing on this planet. So enjoy the journey and wait patiently. The goal is spiritual liberation, and love is the number one testing ground when it comes to matters of spirituality. Because you can never enter the kingdom of God. You can never go back to your true home, the ocean of love and mercy, if you haven't mastered how to love divinely and unconditionally. So today I am not only celebrating my successes, but also the lessons learned during the most challenging times, including everything, even before I found my person. And I'm grateful that God had to take me through a period of purification before introducing my person into the picture. Indeed, I needed some cleansing with all the pile up of negative vibrations. I needed to clear all of that before enjoying the best things life could have offer. When I got to know that Lebu was the one, I started doing my own investigations, I started asking some of the women I had hooked him up with. I just wanted to know why it didn't work out with them. And one of them was like, he just isn't my type. He's a man, he's the kind of man every woman would like to be with, but then he's not my type. And that got me confused. You just said he's a man every woman would like to be with. So what is making him not your type? So I kept wondering, or is there something wrong with this guy, But later I got to know the true story behind that drama, so it made sense. I also went ahead to question some ladies. As you may know, Lebu is surrounded by a lot of ladies, and it doesn't make me jealous. I just wanted to know if anybody around those group is interested in him, and I found out that some were actually interested in him, but Lebu is very picky when it comes to women. Unless I recommend, he has to find it himself. The interesting part is he gets jealous when another man is doing anyhow around me. And this happened at the Abidjan seminar and it was so funny. I was like, see, look at the numerous women around you. It doesn't make me jealous. Only one man pulls off a show and then you are dying. So yeah, I did my own investigation. Actually, I'm good at that. People usually tell me that I should have been a lawyer or I should have been working in the CID. I really know how to find out stuff for myself, and people wouldn't even know that I'm on an agenda. At the end of my day, I went to see Detective Chinatown 1900s after cinema. Actually, the Chinese also slaved for the Americans back in the day, which is why most of them they're like literally afraid of Americans. They are called some level of respect. Generally, Chinese do not like blacks.
所以这位幼童，天才，我爹究竟是怎么死的 ？I don't know. I think it would suit your particular skill set. Me, I can work as a translator and a traditional Chinese medical practitioner. But so case there's a $10,000 reward. It's not out of the question. So I'll see
But then you have the respect of a Chinese. If you're from America, like if you have the American accent and you are black, you won't feel the discrimination as much. So yeah, what is an anniversary without a cake? I passed by this bakery to get me some cake. I didn't actually get what I wanted, but I made do with this cheesecake. And that was it. Bye-bye.